Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm very excited to do this video. We have the brand new generation of the Monster there down on the foam pad, and I want to compare it to my own orange Monster, the SBDC 075. Before we do the casual comparison, I'll give you a wrist check. I am wearing and trying out Random Rob's Seiko Flightmaster, which is really a very popular watch, and this has been a really cool one to spend a few days with and check out, and a review is coming on this in the near future. But let's get back to the new Monster. I'm going to put some specs here on the screen so you guys can compare the two sizes. They are very, very close. Same 42.5mm diameter case, although the new one is slightly longer when it comes to lug and ever so slightly taller when it comes to overall height. But visually, let me pull these up and just show the two side by side. Visually, they're very, very close. And I would say the new Monster, you know, we kind of have a tendency as watch fans to kind of balk at change and complain and think, oh my goodness, Seiko ruined it. They should have done this. They should have done that. And I would say, let's give this a shot. I know Orange Monster, as we love it, is just hard to beat. And so by doing this comparison, I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. I just want to kind of contrast the evolution of the design changes here. So the new one, let's give it a shot. Let's not poo-poo it right off the bat, because I will tell you, having spent a little bit of time with this, it does some things nicer than the outgoing generation that it replaces. But there are some things about the classic Monster, this SBDC 075, that I do prefer. So again, let's take a visual look. I think the old one is slightly more bold and obnoxious in its design. The new one certainly is very close, but just seems a little bit more streamlined, maybe slightly pared back in boldness and levels of obnoxiousness, in my opinion. I mean, you can still see it's a Monster, but I mean, it has changed a little bit. Some of these small changes are on the dial. Let's take a look at the dial. The new Monster carries a new handset, which is brushed. I think it looks sharp, but I do prefer the older handset, the rocket hands that we've seen here on previous generations of the Monster, as well as the Shogun. This is one of my favorite all-time handsets. If we contrast the indices, the new Monster kind of has thinner indices when it comes to the non-cardinal positions, 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. And in daylight, you'll see kind of a creamy hue to the Lumibright. It's not quite, you know, the aged patina look of old Radium Superluminova, but it is a little bit more soft, and I think contrasts nicely with this rich blue dial. Now the blue is unique. It kind of has a navy look to it, kind of a desaturated, almost gray tone, and I think it works well with the gunmetal finish of this new bezel. Now the bezel is still one piece of stainless steel. It still is concave, you know, sloping down to the hard lux crystal, but we have white tone indexing that's not quite as bold as the engraved enamel filled black ones of the stainless steel untreated finish of the old Monster. But turning off the lights, you guys can see a difference in the tone. Classic Lumibright on the old Monster, and then this new one has an aqua tone, which we've seen Seiko use in various iterations of bicolor hand applications. So it's not brand new, but to me, I haven't seen it found exclusively on entire watch and indices and lume pip. So it's kind of cool to see that here, and it is nice and bright and potent. Maybe not quite as long lasting as traditional Lumibright, but still very satisfying. Now let's take a look at the bracelet. This is another difference between the models. The new Monster kind of has shorter links than the old one, and then they've made a massive improvement when it comes to the clasp. My own Orange Monster has this nasty, unsightly jump down from this link to the link that connects into the classic Seiko clasp. I think it's always looked cheap, and it's a detail that kind of detracts from the overall feel and value proposition of the watch. If we look here on the new one, you won't find that. That unsightly jump down is nowhere to be seen. So that's a great improvement, one that I'm very happy with. The other thing is the end links. We have a fitted end link in the new Monster as opposed to the straight end link here in the old one. And I gotta say, the fitted end link has really been growing on me. Same with these grooves in the case that, you know, that match the scallops and the bezels. So I like the new Monster. It is growing on me. There's some things I like about the old Monster better, namely the bezel, the handset, the classic color of orange, but the new one certainly has some nice things about it, namely the bezel action. Let me show you that real quick. It is softer, louder, easier to turn, and I think is an improvement. The bezel here on my classic orange Monster, a little bit quieter, a little bit more difficult to turn when it comes to the amount of resistance. So I would say the bezel action is improved on the new one. I like the bracelet more, and the case back also I think is slightly better finished when it comes to the brushing, the raised center tsunami medallion, and just the overall look. I think the case back's nicer. And again, let's just contrast that real quick. This one is all polish finish. So you'll notice this has all the stickers and everything. This new SRPD 25 was lent in by Mimo's Jewelry. They are a Seiko authorized dealer in Southern California. Mimo's awesome. He's a watch enthusiast, and he lends in Seikos to me and Robert from time to time to present on the channel. So a very big thank you to Mimo for allowing this video to happen by sending in this SRPD 25 to check out. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll put a link to his website where you can order it. You can get 25% off the retail price and an added extra year when it comes to the factory warranty. So anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. I hope you found this casual comparison between the two Monsters an enjoyable video. So again, reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Stay tuned for the Flight Master video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.